you mentioned there are 5 proven book structures.
Yeah. So the first one is that step-by-step process, a book that walks them through, do this, do that, take these 5 steps and you'll end up at the end with the result that you want. But there are several others. So there is the big idea book. You've got a really big idea and you want to share it with the world. So you put it down in writing. It tells them how your idea can change the game for them, and make such a difference in their life. You use real life stories that actually prove that your big idea is real, that it makes sense. Um, the only con is it's harder to write about a big idea than it is like a step-by-step process. So it takes a little more finessing, but if you have that big idea, it's not as hard as you think to put it down on paper.
Okay.
The next one is structured 3 is a case study driven story book. So you share case studies written as stories because that's how people really learn. That's how we can see ourselves in the story. We buy into the fact that, John made it to the end and, he was successful and we can see ourselves in that story. So if you have great case studies, that is a really good structure to build your book around.
Okay. Number 4?
Number 4 is the hybrid model. So you use your case studies, and you build out the story around your framework. So you have a framework, you discuss the framework, but then you use a story to emphasize how that works. Like we could take your your framework of 5, yes, and we could write a case study around each one of them to prove the validity of your framework and how it helps.
Well, great. Maybe we'll do that right after the call.
Yeah. And then number 5 is the Q&A. It's the problem solution. So if you solve maybe more than one problem for a client, and most coaches do, they may focus on one problem, but they actually probably solve several. So if you can identify the problems that you solve for your clients and then provide the solution to each one of those problems, that can be another way to structure your book.